This is Maureen Kafkas, the Brain BS coach, here to tell you about the episode today. So, in this episode, I'm going to tell you about a course I created. It's an online course for $100. It's called Mastering Brain BS for the Struggling Coach. And the reason I created this is because there are very well meaning, well intended coaches out there who are having difficulties getting clients and figuring out how to make a living as a coach because they're not listening to themselves. They're listening to what so called business coaches and other people have been telling them to do. So I created this course to help them to learn how to trust themselves and to start doing things their way. I created this course for you guys, for those of you listening who are not coaches, so that you can benefit from this new way of approaching coaching. I am trying to bridge the gap between the need that people have to get their emotional, spiritual, and mental health needs met and getting hooked up with the correct coach and the right budget for each of you. So this is not about not making money in the coaching industry. This is about hooking people up and being a matchmaker so that you can find out who is the best fit for you. And I'm creating a whole community to go with it. So you should for sure listen to the episode. Here you go. Episode 151 of the Brain BS podcast, Mastering Brain BS for the Struggling Coach. Do you want more out of your life but not exactly sure what that might be? Are you longing for something but can't quite put your finger on what it is? That is the universe speaking to you, and it is time to listen up. I'm your host, Maureen Kafkas, the Brain BS coach. I created the Brain BS podcast to help people define what success means to them and show them how to get it. I help you to let go of fear and doubt and prepare your nervous system for success. I show you how to understand your own energy and to trust yourself to make all the decisions. If you are ready to go inward and stop looking outside yourself for all the answers, this is the podcast for you. Now let's get started. Hello and welcome back to the Brain BS podcast. So I decided that it was time for me to interject a little course here. We still have a couple more episodes to go, along with the modalities that I think are helpful that don't cost a fortune. We're going to be talking about Akashic readings, and we are going to be talking about Reiki. But before that, we're going to have an episode on this course I created for coaches. I mentioned in the intro that the reason why I did that is because there are so many people who are trying to figure out how to help people, and they're getting so frustrated and so discouraged and feel so crappy about themselves because they're not achieving the money goals that they thought that they could achieve. They're not getting the number of clients that they thought that they could. And they think something has gone terribly wrong because of the way we've kind of been conditioned as new coaches to think that things should be going better than they actually are. But the truth is, it's the norm not to make money as a coach when you first start out. It's actually like really the norm. And then in the place that I got certified, the Life Coach School, they actually plant the seed of making 100K your first year as a coach, which is actually total bullshit. And I've mentioned this before, and I did another podcast on that. So I won't go into it here. You can look it up. It's a recent one. It's about money versus service in the coaching industry. So I say all this because we get these ideas. It's sort of similar to when you're born. Like, think of where you got certified as a life coach, as your life coach parents, and then your actual parents, right? You have both of them. So when you're little and you first are growing up, you adopt all kinds of beliefs and thoughts, and you think that they're yours because you don't really know any better. And it's not until the age, 7 or later that you can actually come up with your own thoughts and ideas, and you can start to question some of the things that you learned from your parents and the people around you. Well, I sort of feel like there's a similar thing that happens when you first start being a coach. It's a pretty trauma-inducing experience when you're first trying to post and put yourself out there and share things about yourself and do all these things that business coaches tell you to do to make money. It's super stressful. And you don't think, similar to that little child, you don't really think that you have your own ideas or your own ways of looking at things. You think, well, no, this is the coaching industry and this is just the way it is. They know the answers. I don't know. How would I know? I'm a new coach. I've never done this before. And I've never been in business. So how could I possibly know what I should be doing? Well, it turns out that you do know what you should be doing if you are able to listen to your intuition and you're able to really honor your mind body connection, which is something that we're taught very early not to do. For example, I might have a podcast episode that I want to do and say I'm having difficulty with it, but I'm also having a cramp in my right leg. But I know that I need to get this podcast episode done and I want it done tomorrow, even though it's not going to be posted a week from tomorrow. My mind will get me to stay in the chair, finish the episode no matter how long it takes, even though my body's screaming and cramping in my leg. So when we do this continuously all the time, we're ignoring our bodies and our hearts and the intelligence that we have in them for our mind. And that's where our ego is. That's where our brain BS lives. So you can see how that can be kind of problematic. So, really, a lot of this work is bringing people back to listening to themselves, to going inward and not outward for all the answers, not going to somebody else to find out what you should be doing, the decisions you're making around your business, who you should be doing business with, what your offers should be, like all of it. All of it comes from within us, but none of it is going to happen until we learn how to trust ourselves. We have to learn how to trust ourselves to make decisions in our business. The only way that we can do that is to uncover all our subconscious and unconscious programming that has gotten us to the point we are today. For me, I was in a pretty lousy place after I started my business. It went great for a few months and then it got really uncomfortable for me. People were accusing me of being greedy. I had complained about something. I wanted to charge someone for a no-show and she got mad and my nervous system kind of freaked out. And the reason for that is because I really wasn't doing what I thought I should be doing. I was doing what coaches told me to do. I wasn't listening to myself. I wasn't being authentic. I wasn't being transparent about what I was doing. I was attached to the outcome. I wanted to make money. I wanted to be successful. All at the same time of really also loving people and wanting to help them and be in service to them. I thought the two could coexist. And they can, but not the way I was doing it. Okay? The way I was doing it was not authentic to me. It wasn't my idea. It didn't come from my heart. It wasn't aligned with my purpose. It wasn't aligned with my 2-4 splenic authority as a projector in human design. It wasn't aligned with my life's work in the gene keys. None of it was aligned with who I truly am and who I want to be. It was just me not thinking I was good enough, or me sometimes thinking I was too much, or it was always something wrong with me. So there's a level of shame attached to it. And then when you feel shame, you don't feel emotionally safe putting yourself out there. And then when you don't put yourself out there and you don't make the money, then you get criticized by business coaches for being lazy, for not doing what you need to do, for not taking action, and for not moving forward, even though you feel like you're on the verge of a nervous breakdown. Sorry, but I call brain BS when I see it, and that is brain BS. And for the record, a legit business coach would never have you do this and would never make you feel this way or criticize you like that. Our nervous systems have to be able to support us for us to be successful. We can't, and making money is not the only way to be successful, okay? Newsflash, I hate to break it to all you people out there who are so focused on money. And I'm not talking about the people that need to put food on their table. I'm talking about the ones who keep focusing on money, money, money. That more power to you, but that is not the only metric I use in my business. The metrics I use are how I feel on a regular basis. How many people have I supported on a given day? How much fun am I having in my life and how much do I love myself? Those are all measures of success in addition to money. And sometimes we have to create internal abundance first before we bring it to us externally. So this is why I created the course, because all these coaches are suffering. They're listening to other people. And I'm like, nope, you got to quit listening to other people. You got to start figuring out how to do business your way. You got to make it fun. It doesn't have to be nearly as drama filled as we've been led to believe. It doesn't, yeah, there's going to be some discomfort because anytime you try to do something new and try to improve yourself and help other people, and it's something that you've never done before, of course it's going to stretch you out of your comfort. But that doesn't mean verge of nervous breakdown, okay? Or panic attacks, or super stressed out, nightmares, totally worried about what other people are thinking about you, consumed by it on a regular basis, day in and day out. No, that is not normal. That shouldn't be normal. It actually probably is normal based on how we've been conditioned to believe we're supposed to start a business. But it doesn't have to be. It could be creative, it could be fun, it could be however you want it to be. But you have to uncover the subconscious and unconscious programming. You have to figure out what it's creating for you. You have to figure out what you're making uncomfortable emotions mean and how you're making them such a problem when they're not. They're actually a gift. You have to look at what your underlying commitments are. That's what Debbie Ford calls them. I call them subconscious detours that lead you to doing things that are not supporting your business, not supporting your life. They're leading you to sabotage because you have an underlying commitment to something else, and typically it's to staying small and staying safe. So you have to be aware of all these because subconscious and unconscious programming speaks way louder than any words. So that is the premise of the work. That is the foundation of the work, is uncovering your brain BS and then learning how to master it, understanding it, releasing the emotions, doing the feelings work, honoring the mind-body connection, and then consciously choosing what you want your business to be like. Understanding how to make those decisions and to trust yourself to make those decisions, like 100%, every decision in your entire life, 100%. I have that now because I've done this work. And this work that I'm presenting to you in this course is the work that I've done for myself. And I'm super excited. I've been told by a business coach not to do this, but I'm doing it anyway. I'm making a course for people who aren't coaches. And that is going to be all about empowering you guys how to hire a coach, how to live your best life, how to create the results you want. So I'm bridging the gap. That's a term that's used in a Facebook group I'm in. This is a different kind of bridging the gap. This is empowering coaches and empowering potential clients to come together and work with each other in amazing ways to raise the vibration of our planet. Okay. So that's what the course is all about. It's like, I don't know, I haven't looked at it for a little while, but 11 modules. It is all 10-minute videos or less. I like short videos. It's short, sweet, and to the point, but there's a major deep dive workbook in there too. 130 pages of handouts that you could go as all in as you want. And I highly recommend the further and deeper you go in, the better the results you're going to have. I spent 2 years on a deep dive. I'm saving you a lot of time with this course and being able to do it in a way that you don't have urgency like I did, because the way I have it set up, even with the videos, I'm going to help you in a very short period of time to feel better and get in a better place so that you can start creating your business consciously. Now, the bonuses in here are equally as impressive, if not more impressive, than the course. Mind you, all this costs $100. And yes, I'm being transparent about the price, and I'm telling you up front, it will be the best $100 you ever spent, because it includes other things too. It includes a community where you get to collaborate with other people, that you get to problem solve and talk to other coaches who are here to support you and not compete with you. Okay, this is all about collaboration over competition. You have to be so grounded in that you literally don't have a problem posting other coaches' post, hooking somebody up with a different person if they're not a good match for you. It's all about getting people what they need. And then as soon as you become a member of this community, the coaches, then you become eligible to receive the Collaborative Coaching Capital Grant. For every 10th course I sell, I'm going to put $100 aside, because that's the cost of the course, into a fund. And at the end of each month, I'm going to take whatever's in that fund and I'm going to award it to a coach who inspires me because they're living consciously and they're collaborating with other coaches and they're trying to make the planet a better place to live. And then they're going to come back to the group and they're going to share with us how they did that and how the money was used. And we're going to be inspired together, which is going to raise our vibration even higher. And then whoever signs up and is in the collaborative coaching capital community, you will be in a directory of collaborative coaches on my website where we will put a bio, a picture of you, and links so that the general public can come to my website and they can find a coach that's a good match for them. So you get a course that literally will change your life. You get to become part of a community where we support one another. We have collaborative coaching calls at least once a month, but like I'm ready to have them as much as I feel like right now. So we'll probably have more at the beginning. And you become eligible to receive the grant. And if you don't want the money, if you don't need it, and you think it would be better served, you can pay it forward to a different coach who can then share how they use that money in their own community or on themselves. It's all about being in this together. I can't do it by myself. I am. Well, no, I'm not by myself. We have 4 people in there. And I only want people in there who are aligned with the values of the group. So let me tell you what that means to me. You must have a future focus. You must be ready to put the past behind you and any sort of trauma related to the coaching that you've received already. And the course does this. That's actually what the course does. It's deconditioning you from all the trauma and all the bad information you got and helping your nervous system to heal and to grow from that. But you have to be in a place where you are positive. And when I say positive, I'm not talking about spiritually bypassing anything. I'm not talking about toxic positivity. I'm talking about positivity because you are living consciously and you look past the personality of a person into their soul. That you are so spiritually grounded that very little that other people does gets you worked up or causes you to get triggered and reactive. That's in the course too. Teaching you what your relational stance is and your go-to way of behaving when things aren't going the way you like or when people are doing things that you don't like. So in order to be a member of the collaborative coaching capital community, you're going to want to be in a place with the best of intentions. It's a place to go when you're ready to move forward. It's a place to be when you love being a coach and you love your fellow humans, even the ones that annoy the shit out of you, and you want to help them as much as possible. It's about being responsive instead of reactive. It's about supporting one another in amazing ways. And that's who I want in the community. And if there's 4 of us in the community, so be it. I don't have a problem with that because I know we're going to create some major stuff in there and we're getting started this week. So if you want to be a part of the community and you're interested in this course, I'll put the link that describes a little bit more of it in writing in the show notes and you can check it out. And as far as those of you who are looking to hire a coach, I promise you that anybody in my community is going to be a great person to hire. And I am looking forward to creating a course for you guys too. I've been experimenting with a few clients and figuring out how to do the work and get them what they need and how much to be on your own and how much shouldn't be, because of course the course the course will be a little bit different for people who haven't had the same level of self-coaching as the coaches have. So I'm selectively figuring it out and making it happen. And I am just really excited to be doing what I'm doing. It feels really good. I'm really proud of myself. I love what I'm creating. And I love all you guys too. And I will see you next episode. And I know you learned something valuable here today. Okay, wait, I have to say that again because I didn't do it right. So I know you learned something valuable here today. I'll see you next episode. Thanks for being here and learning about Brain BS. I hope you enjoyed listening to the episode as much as I enjoyed creating it for you. If you did, please take a little time to do a quick review, give me 5 stars, and share it with everyone you know. If you're actually interested in being on the podcast yourself or have questions about it, you can find me in the Brain BS podcast community on Facebook. See you next time.